All right, so we just worked on converting the percentage to a decimal form. And now we're going to convert decimals to percentages. So here we see 0.25 written as 25%. So here we're moving the decimal place over 2 places to the right. In other words, we are multiplying this number times 100. Now, I don't want you to think that we're actually multiplying it by 100 because we're not, because these things are equal, right? 0.25 as a decimal is equal to 25%. And so we're not actually multiplying by 100, but for the sake of moving that decimal place over 2 places, you can think about it as multiplying by 100. So here, if we go 2 spots over to the right, this is now going to be 0.9%. But we don't say 0.9%, right? That sounds a little odd. So we're going to erase that 0, and it's just 9%. All right? Kind of like if you were to have 0.3 writing the zeros, after that 3 doesn't change the value of it. Same thing with 9. If we write zeros in front of the 9, it doesn't change the value of it. It's still just going to be 9%. So you can write it as just 9% and move on to the next one. Move the decimal place over 2 spots, 32%. Moving the decimal place over 2 spots, 46%. All right, here this is another case, just like problem 3. Move it over 2 spots to the right, 3%. We might have some like 12, where we need to move it over 2 spots, and now we have 101%. Can we have a percentage over 100? You bet. All right. Typically, we think of percentages between 1 and 100, but if you have a decimal with a whole number in front, so if you have something greater than 1, then your percentage is also going to be greater than 1. All right, so you're going to fill out the rest of the sheet here. And now we're going to put it all together. So now we're going to write percentages in both the fraction form, which we'll do here in purple. And then we'll also do it in orange here for the decimal form. So 28%, well, that would be 28 on top over 100. And really, what are all of these going to be out of? What does the word percent mean? It means out of 100. So we're going to write 100 on the bottom here for every single one of these fractions. So we just know that that's going to be our bottom denominator. It's not going to change because percent literally means we're going to put 100 on the bottom. All right. Now in terms of what's on the top, we're just going to write that number that comes before the percent. So 41, 54, 2. All right, and so on. And then here for our decimal form, all we're going to do is write a decimal in front of the 2 here in this case, because we move it over starting from right to left. So if it's 41, you got to start all the way over here on the right, move it over 2 spots. Now, if we have something like 164%, like we see down here, we're still going to start all the way at the end, and we're going to move it over 2 spots. All right, so it's not like we can just put the decimal point in front of all the numbers, because that's not the same as moving it over 2 spots to the left, or in other words, dividing by 100. So this would be 1.64. This would be 0.28. This would be 0.41 if you move it over 2 spots. Again, move it over 2 spots. So we have 0.54. And you're going to complete the rest of this sheet here. And then we got one more sheet. All right, and this is percents that are also decimals. So the rules for percents and decimals apply the same way, even if the numbers are already decimals. We're going to convert each percent to decimal form and convert each decimal to percent form. So again, if we are converting a percent to a decimal, we're going to move it 2 places to the left. And then if we're converting a decimal to a percentage, then we're going to do the opposite and move it 2 places to the right. All right? So notice we have percentages on the left side of the sheet, and we have decimals on the right side of the sheet. So since I'm going percent to decimal, I need to move it 2 spots to the left, just like we see above. 1, 2. 0.225 or 225th or 225 out of 1,000. All right. And then over here we've got 10.6%. Move it over 2 spots. So we've got 0.106. You can think about this as 10.6 over 100 or 106 out of 1,000 as a fraction. Over on the other side, we are going to move it in the opposite direction. 2 spots to the right, so we're going to go 18.5. And now I got to write my percent sign afterwards. I got to write my percent sign for all of these here. All right. And so here, move it over 2 spots. Now it's going to be 75.7%. Move over 2 spots, 2.5%, and so on. All right. You are going to complete the rest of these ones here and the rest of these questions here. So everything we haven't completed so far today together is what you're going to complete on your own. Please utilize this video to help you complete these worksheets. Shouldn't take you too long today, but you do have the whole class period. And remember, for this exercise, what our percentage sheet, this is located on Canvas, the help video. All right. And this will help you complete all of the problems we just worked on below. Thank you so much. Have a great day.